Good morning. Level Up Today, episode 35.
Good morning, Mark. Level Up Today, the end of week 7. Wow.
Right.
I think
we would have been here.
Well, you know what? We talk about that every day before we go on, and it's just like, who thought we would have been here? Who thought we'd be where we are? Well, I hate the phrase uncharted territory. Everything's fluid. Those things. I mean, it is.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if I believe that the light at the end of the tunnel, we actually see it.
Right.
Where a few weeks ago, we didn't know what it was. We didn't know if it was an oncoming train or the light. So now I believe it's the end of the tunnel.
Right. Well, we're here today, after all the different guests that we've had about how to do business and how to do stuff. But today we have something special. We have Marty Elefant, who's going to talk to us about marketing, Facebook marketing, mainly for agents, but really what everyone can do, all the tricks of the trade. So welcome. Good morning, Marty.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Happy to be here. Happy to help.
We appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where's your journey taking you till now, and where are you doing now?
So most of you might know that Mark is my previous boss when I first got into real estate in Jersey. I met Dave, I think, a few months after I started at Links. Gave me some tips and advice, and then I think after my first year in real estate, I ended up switching to Keller because I needed more hands-on, indirect training through classes and stuff. Fell in love with marketing, I would say 7 months into the business. Really got focused and understood how Facebook marketing worked, especially the retargeting aspects. And so, just kind of fell into that. Now, during quarantine, I joined a real estate team out of Keller Williams Rutherford office, Parkviews Realty. I joined the Angeli Group, and I am now in charge of their marketing as well as doing sales as well. And that's my story. And just here to help any agents in terms of marketing online and growing their brand and growing their pipeline.
Right. So I've been watching you over the last few months and especially a few weeks with all your different, Facebook Lives and YouTube videos on marketing. And so tell us a little bit, how does the Facebook marketplace look right now? Is it a good time to put ads online, and what's the best way to go about it?
Yeah, so I would actually say that now is probably one of the best times to go on Facebook, just in general, either going live, doing trainings, doing live calls with your community, and just getting people information that they need to know about the market. But regarding the marketing in terms of like generating leads and growing your business, now is actually the best time because a lot of agents aren't actually focusing on spending money during this time. So right. The cost per lead is going down tremendously, as well as the amount of people actually looking to purchase is high, especially in Jersey, where we're all based out of, because it was a big market before this pandemic. Mm-hmm. And I feel like all those buyers are now either they're waiting till the end of the year, or they're waiting 6 months, or they're waiting to just try to find a home because there's just no inventory. So Facebook ads in general, very cheap. They've always been cheap, but I've been running ads. I've gone around 50 leads in the last 4 or 5 days, probably at a cost of less than $2 a lead. So pretty cheap. And I would recommend anyone to do it.
Is that because the major companies have pulled back their ad spend, and so it's easier now to reach your target market?
Well, right. It's not necessarily that the big companies are spending less. It's the fact that agents are kind of in this, we don't know what we want to do. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of like afraid to put in marketing dollars because they think it's going to go to waste. Right. When in turn, people are still looking to purchase. So you might as well get in the, as I like to call it, build your market share online. The same way that you want to know every homeowner in your market, you want to know everyone online in your market too. Like hit them from both ends.
Right.
You talk about agents. It's funny, you can think about it. You talk about Facebook ads being a good thing and being a great way to get leads, and then people are afraid to throw away their money. But I'm sure they might even be the same agents that want to send out 1,000 postcards and do no follow up. Yep. I think it's kind of funny, but I don't know what you think about that.
Well, so it's like the same thing now. I feel like postcards. It's the same thing as Facebook ads. Like because everyone's home, everyone's online, and at the same time, because everyone's home, postcards they'll probably work. So
Right.
the way you should exactly the way you should view Facebook ads is a virtual postcard, constantly in front of everyone who's ever seen a post or picture or ad that you've posted on Facebook.
Exactly, and that's what I've always said. I mean, when it was easy, when you could easily target, an area around you. And I apologize if I keep freezing. I don't know what I have to get this taken care of. But anyway, you would send out. We would send out postcards for Just Listed, Just Sold. While they are probably the most effective postcards, it's also most effective to do that as an ad as well.
Exactly.
You get more penetration and more reach with that Facebook ad of doing Just Listed, Just Sold. And then you get the opportunity to use the magic word, which you said earlier, retarget.
Yep.
Right. So what do agents need to spend, right? We talk about, investing in their business. Like what's the average spend either a day or a week that's like recommended to start at least getting some, realistic leads in there?
So I usually say that the standard that an agent should spend a month on Facebook for a specific ad, I would say for every ad you run, you should be running an ad and you should budget $200 to $250 as a beginner. Like if you're just starting out, do $5 or anywhere from $5 to $10 a day on an ad, and then I would run it in your area. After a few days, you'll either see that you're going to get leads. If not, I would it could be that your market cost per lead costs more. So either you have to up your money in the sense of spend anywhere from $10 to $15 on your ad. But since quarantine, I've been running ads on $5 a day, and I'm getting anywhere from 50 to 70 leads a week just from running simple ads of either offering a free list of homes, running an ad of an actual listing that we have. So all these are actually things that you should be doing in terms of you should test it out, because each market is going to be different. I know that New Jersey is going to be different than California, and California is going to be different than Ohio, just because of where people live and the amount of people looking to purchase or sell in those areas. Yeah. So each market is different. But yeah, I would recommend starting $5 a day just to test it out. I have a Facebook Live video on my business page that you guys could check out. Literally walks you step by step on how to set up your ad. I also have a YouTube video that I could link to everyone, where you could create a custom audience, and that's the best part of the Facebook is creating an audience of all your past clients. So you literally take all your emails, you put it in an Excel spreadsheet, upload it to Facebook. There's an audience. You can target every person you've ever sold business to or have their email address, and you could just start marketing to them and be in top of mind consistently across social media. Mm-hmm. Then you could create there's tons of things. I could go in for hours on Facebook like about creating audiences, but another thing that's the best part is when you're running a cold lead ad like a free list of homes and you're trying to acquire a buyer. The buyer's a cold lead to you. You don't know who he is or she is, and you're trying to figure out how you can help them. Now the point is that as soon as someone either sees or engages, clicks, or fills out the form on that ad, right, you get to retarget them for life. Like you never lose their Facebook ID in a sense. So if someone sees your ad, if you retarget them, they're going to continue to see you for the rest of their life while on Facebook, and that's what you want.
Right.
That is prime real estate on social media advertising.
Right. And out of the leads that you get, how many is a good conversion rate into an actual customer?
So Facebook conversions are relatively, I would say anywhere from 1% to 5% is a great conversion on the amount of leads you get on Facebook, just because they're so cold. Right. You can qualify them a little further. So a lot of companies are they're running ads where they're asking for their name, email, and phone number, and then they're giving them whatever it is they're offering, either a free list of homes or a seller's guide or buyer's guide or anything of those sorts. But what I've seen is I ask more questions. So I ask their name, their email, and their phone number, which Facebook automatically inputs into the lead form, right, because it captures it from their account. Right. The other two questions that I ask is what is their buying time frame? Mm-hmm. if I'm running a buyer's ad or if I'm running a seller's ad, I'll say, what's your selling time frame?
Mhm.
And then the other question I'll ask is if they're working with an agent. Because if they check off yes, then that's just a lead that I don't actually need to call right away.
Right.
So on top of that, people are like, oh, but what if everyone's going to check yes that they're working with an agent because they don't want you to call? And I was like, well, let's just say out of the 100 leads that I get, maybe 6 check yes, everyone else checks no. So you are getting tons of people. A lot of people are filling out their time frame. Some people check just browsing, but again, that statistic is pretty low. So again, that's just something that I would say that everyone should focus on, is how to qualify them before you actually get the lead. Right. And because it'll wean down. So instead of getting 100 leads on your ad, you'll get 70 or 60, but you're getting rid of that 30% that's not interested of actually purchasing or doing a deal.
Right. This is great. So now that you get the lead in, do you put it into a CRM of some sort and put them on drip campaigns, or do you actually, call them that day and start trying to build a relationship?
Yeah. So the best thing is, as soon as you get a lead, the best mentality is to call it right away. So far, since I joined the team, I've set up 2 ads offering the free list of homes, one in Bergen County, one in Hudson County. We've generated from that campaign around 33 leads, and of those 33 leads, we are giving them a phone call as soon as they come in. And again, before I talk about that, we set it up through a Zapier. So Zapier is basically create a Zap so that as soon as a lead comes in, it'll shoot an email to whoever the lead is supposed to go to. So for us, it goes to our team leader. He'll get an email, and then he'll be able to either one, call the lead right away, and then if they answer, then he talks to them, sends them a follow-up email right after. If they don't answer, he'll leave a message and then send them an email accordingly. And then you basically do that, I would say, like any normal follow-up sequence. You call them until they answer. So I would say anywhere from 10 to 20 touches before you give up and focus more on other leads rather than that one lead, because you don't want to spend too much time on it. But so far, out of the leads that we've gotten, 3 have converted. So again, I would say that's around 10% conversion rate, which is pretty good as of just in this current market. So I would say that's definitely something that you should do. Is you can connect a CRM. So I know that EXP has KV Core. Right. So I know that Facebook, you could connect it straight there. So any lead that comes in could just drop into your CRM. And a lot of real estate CRMs are compatible with Facebook, so you won't have an issue. But if you do have an issue, then usually either Zapier or PieSync, those 2 platforms will allow you to get the leads automated into your CRM fast and quick. Right.
So there's a lot of CRMs, and you mentioned KV Core, and I know KV Core will do your Facebook marketing right within the CRM. How does that differ from what you're doing?
So I'm not actually super familiar with the KV Core platform in the sense of what it allows you to do regarding Facebook advertising. But the one thing I use, with Keller Williams, we get Command. And as of now, Command it's still pretty early in the sense of it's been around for a little bit now. It's been around for maybe a year or so, where the agents have access to like running ads through Command. The one thing that they don't have yet, which I know that they are implementing, is the retargeting aspect and creating custom audiences, because that is the main reason why I use Facebook rather than using Keller Williams Command platform, is because I have the ability to turn on and off my ad if I don't want to spend money today or for a week. If I'm running an ad through Command, I'm telling them my budget and they're charging me my full budget. So I don't know if KV Core is similar, where you say I want to run an ad for $200 and you're getting charged today that $200, as opposed to someone who wants to just start out with Facebook advertising. You may want to turn on an ad and just run it $5 a day, and after day 3 you may say I want to turn it off.
Right. So KV Core, you can run it by the day and put a day price in there and help set up custom audiences, and you can retarget your entire CRM and different things. So the whole thing integrates with each other and lets you customize what you want to do. But they set up the ad and the language and all the links so that it all flows very easily. So they don't have to worry about, oh, where am I getting this? And then it automatically puts them into a CRM, whether they're a buyer or a seller, whether they're buying in 3 months or in a year from now. There's different CRMs that you can say this lead goes into this generation. So there's a lot of customization in there. I'm still learning it myself, but I am truly surprised at the power that program has.
Yeah, there is a reason they charge so much money to solo agents, that it's not worth it purchasing it on your own unless you're going to join. But when you join EXP, it's probably the best aspect that you get in terms of like just CRM power and what it can offer.
I mean, just the add-ons that they allow is just incredible. So
yeah.
But you do it mainly for real estate, but will your systems work, whether it's a small business or anything else, or you really just focused on the real estate market?
Yeah, I actually think that lead generation for small businesses, not real estate, the leads will actually convert 100 times better, because you're not limited to who you can target and where you could target. So real estate, we have a 15-mile radius minimum that we have to target to. Right. So us being close to the city, we may not want New York leads, but I feel like during this time, you may actually be like, wow, maybe we want those New Yorkers because they're trying to get out of the city. They want to move out of where this virus is so dense. So I've seen a lot of people in Manhattan wanting to move to either Jersey City, Hoboken, or just get more into a residential area, as well as a lot of people lately in the Bronx are trying to move out of the Bronx too, because I think rent's going up there, because it's starting to they're starting to gentrify that area.
Right, so my ads that are focused on Manhattan and the Bronx are getting much more views, I feel, or much more leads on those. Because I'm doing it on a listing, right? So
yeah,
it's vacant house ready to go, move in tomorrow, right? And the people who are signing up for the leads or asking more information are all city people. So I see that there's a huge migration of people who want to leave the city, come to Jersey, get a backyard, get a little more space, especially during this time. So I guess one thing you need to always remember what's going on in the larger world economy, around you, in order to, write your ad properly in order to bring the people in.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, Martin, is there a targeting differential for other businesses? Like, for instance, real estate is one thing. I know that there's 3 special categories, and they are real estate, housing, credit, and
employment.
Right. Yeah. So I know that those are the 3 special categories, and they're quite limited due to the crap that went on a year or so ago. So, but is the targeting different for a let's say a target? Is the targeting for looking for business for real estate different than targeting for, let's say, a pizzeria?
100%, because because the thing about real estate is when you set up your ad, the main part of the ad that's going to really make or break how well it performs is one, what you're offering, but 2, I think the most important is the targeting. Is if you're a small business, let's just say, because we're all in Jersey, let's just say in Bergen County, if you're a small business in Bergen County, then the focus that you should be doing is you want to target people around your store. So let's say you're a restaurant, let's say you're a pizzeria, you're going to be targeting people who are interested in pizza. You're going to be targeting people who are interested in French fries, or just let's say you have games in your pizzeria and you have an arcade, because why not? You could target people who are interested in. So you could target based off all those things. If you're a clothing store, and let's just say you're a women's clothing store, you're going to target women. You're not going to target men. But in real estate, you can't discriminate against gender or age. So you have to target 18 to 65-year-olds. You have to target men and women. So you can't really discriminate in those 3 categories. That was why they depicted. You can't discriminate against housing, because you can't market only to people who could afford a home, because then you're leaving out the entirety of another group of people, as well as I think it was and it's because housing, credit, and employment, because those industries don't discriminate against you in that sense. Right. You can't discriminate against them. And I feel like when you are selling women's clothing, you're selling it to women.
Right.
So Absolutely. It's like you're not discriminating against men. You're just saying women buy my product, therefore I'm going to only target them, as opposed to real estate. Men and women both buy real estate. So
So there are several different types of ads. There's multitude of different types of ads that you can run. You know, the one that you're talking about is a lead ad, and there's also, what other types of ads can an agent run that would cost them maybe less, and they wouldn't have to worry so much about targeting.
So lead generation ads are probably the most expensive of the ads, just in terms of cost per lead. But so there are only four to five types of ads that I'll run, and one of them will be a traffic ad, a traffic campaign on Facebook. That's strictly just to drive people to a website. So if you have a podcast, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have let's just say you have an IDX website and you want people to just go to your site to check it out, maybe you have a blog on it. Traffic ads are literally just to drive them to your website. Hopefully you should if you're running a traffic ad, you have to have your Facebook pixel installed on your site. And that basically is it tracks everyone who comes to your site, so then you could retarget them on Facebook. So traffic ads you could get as cheap as 10 cents a click. So it's really, really cheap, cheaper than Google in terms of that. Another type of ad you can run is a video views ad. And that is basically, if you create a video of what's going on in your market, if you create a market update video, you could then upload that video to the video views campaign. I run video view ads on $1 a day, $1 a day, and a cost per someone to watch my video fully through will cost anywhere from 1 penny to 0.00005 cents of a penny. So like the cost per lead goes down tremendously the longer you actually play the video. And the point of the video views campaign in my mind is strictly branding you as an agent in your market, as well as being able to retarget anyone who watches your video. And you could target people who watch 3 seconds of your video. You could target people who watch 90 seconds of your video or 90% of your video. So there's so many things you could do with that campaign. The other campaign that you can run is an engagement campaign. Let's say you got a just sold or just listed, and you just want people in your market to know that you listed it. I would run those, because that's basically how do you get people to engage with it. And you could write in there, what do you think of the pictures? What don't you like? You could ask questions so you could get feedback from the market in that sense. And that will be the engagement campaign. And then the other campaign would be the lead gen, as well as, if I know that EXP works a lot with landing pages, and I've seen their websites. They're beautiful. So if you're running, let's say like Dave, for your coaching business, if you have a landing page, you would use the conversion campaign. Now, and the reason you would use the conversion campaign is because it's very similar to the traffic campaign. The only difference between the two is conversion is, well, who's more likely to actually do something on a page off of Facebook.
Exactly.
So those are the campaigns that I would run, and then you kind of just play around with each one. Like if you just want to post something and get a ton of people to see it, then you can use the reach campaign.
Right.
But that's usually a campaign that I tend not to use, just because it's not as efficient as the engagement the engagement campaign, because you get very close to the same amount of reach, just you're getting more people actually interacting with your post, which is what you want, because that'll help it organically grow too.
Right. Awesome information. This is super helpful. Like, agents need to understand that they can't just, get a listing, throw it up, and hope that someone's going to call them on it. Like, they have to actively market it and put it together. And agents really need to understand that Facebook is really a tool, as annoying as it can be. It's really a tool to help really bring in more people to your business.
Yeah.
Right. It's like what you just said, Mark. There's the 3 Ps of real estate business. Put it on MLS, put up a sign, and pray. Or I would say the other 3 Ps: preparation, price, and promotion.
Right.
There you go.
So those are the 3 Ps you really got to look at. I think that's a fun way to look at it.
Right.
But I think that's really cool. Martin, that's great information. Thank you.
Martin, if people want to get in touch with you, you'll put your information in the comments so that people can reach you.
Yeah, I'll leave it in the comments. I'll leave a link to the videos I mentioned about my the Facebook Live on how to create a lead gen ad, as well as how to actually go on and set up your custom audience, so that you can stay on top of mind with your sphere of influence, past clients, and going forward, how you could set up an audience on future clients as well.
Awesome. It's awesome to see, all the success, all the things you're doing to help others. We really appreciate it. So thank you for being on today.
No problem. Anytime. Feel free to feel free to have me on another time. I'm down to come on again.
Absolutely. And we remind everyone, next week is Small Business Week. We got a bunch of small businesses who've reached out to us already.
Right.
If you know someone who has a small business, anything at all, let us know. We want to feature you next week and get you out there to, as many people as we can. So Dave and I are making a list. So please reach out to us. Everyone have a great weekend. Dave, anything you want to leave us with?
No, I think if I stop freezing, I think it's my computer and nothing else. I want to tell everybody that I want everybody to stay positive. Reach out to someone who might need your help or might need a hello, or even someone that might need, and I love you. So just go out and love everybody and be good, do good for others, and help people. That's all.
Excellent. Marty, thank you so much again for coming on.
No problem.
Everyone have a great weekend. Enjoy time, I guess, at home. Continually be at home, but it'll be nice this weekend, so get out and enjoy the nice weather. See you all here Monday morning, 8:45.